I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another review. This is a Patreon request, this time for Peter. Sorry that it took a while to get to this, but it is a request for a commentary on Hellbound Hellraiser II, which is actually my favorite Hellraiser film. Now, I have reviewed all the Hellraiser films on the channel. If you want to check them out, feel free. And yes, even the direct-to-video films I reviewed. I reviewed Hellraiser 1 to Hellraiser, was it Revelations? I forgot what the last one was called. That's how much Judgment, that's what, Hellraiser Judgment, I believe. Revelations is the worst one, but Judgment, yeah, I think that was the last one. I know there's a TV show, I don't think there needs to be a TV show, but again, I reviewed all the Hellraiser films on the channel, and I did commentary for the first Hellraiser on the channel. And if you're ever interested in requesting videos, reviews, re-reviews, commentaries, movie topics, you can either do so directly via my PayPal, or you can join my Patreon. Certain tiers you do certain things. Either way, the links to both are down in the info box. If not, no worries. But to get into it, 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Yes, I would say this is my favorite Hellraiser because this is one of those sequels that happened a lot in the 80s, not just with horror, but with action and other films, where they took a sequel and they said, let's amp it up. Let's amp it up a bit. Whether it be Evil Dead 2, whether it be Phantasm 2, whether it be Aliens, whether it be Rambo vs. Blood Part 2. You know, these are all sequels that took elements of the first one, or they said it's the 80s, let's amp it up more. And that's why I feel with this one too. And here we have the ending of the first film. I mean, technically, you don't have to see the first film. You just watch this, because this is pretty much the best part. I like the first film, but technically, this is the best parts of the first film. You know, the Christopher Young music, the Cenobites, such sights to show you. The creatures, cool looking Cenobites. Fucking them up left and right. I'm on this great music. Don't do that. Go to hell. And Christopher Young comes back to do another great job on the score. Hellraiser is one of those franchises that, like a lot of franchises, technically you only needed 2. I mean, I liked Hellraiser 3. Hellraiser 4, it got fucked around behind the scenes, and there's some stuff that has potential. I don't think I ranted on that as much. 5, there's elements that just remind me of them ripping off Jacob's Ladder among other films, or even Angel Heart. And then you had 6, 7, 8, Revelations, Judgment. Hellraiser didn't need to be this fucking many movies. Which is why I don't understand why you do a TV show. They ran out of ideas for the movies. How many ideas do you think they don't have for a fucking TV show? I mean, to the point, a lot of those later sequels, it's just scripts they had laying around, and then they turned it into a Hellraiser movie. Like Deader and Hell World. It's like, shit, we have this screenplay. Turn to a Hellraiser movie. Now, Clive Barker does not direct this film. It's another person directed it. I think Clive Barker pretty much did all he wanted in the first movie. But one of the reasons I like this film the best is I love seeing the other world. I love being part of within the movie, that other realm, the hell, or the Hellscape, or the ending of Rise of Skywalker, however you want to put it. I thought that was really interesting to see visually. And also I thought it was interesting to learn a little bit more about Pinhead, where here we have Doug Bradley when he was in human form. And you get the idea he was a soldier, and he was human, and he got turned into this figure long, long ago. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I think the score by Christopher Young's great. I like Ashley Laurence. I'm glad she came back. Sally, I mean, she was kind of in the third film, a teeny bit. You see in footage, like very briefly. And then she came back for, what the fuck one was it? It's funny, I reviewed these films and some of them you just forget. That's how good they are. Was it Deader, or was it... There's one with Terry Ruher and there's one with Ashley Laurence. I always get them mixed up. Like, one's Deader and one's Deadest. I forgot the title. What the hell? 5 was Inferno. There was Deader, and there's... Fuck. I know 8 is Hellworld, with Lance Simonson in it. I think 9 was Revelations, and Doug Bradley wasn't in that, and that one looked like it cost $5. Abysmal. The worst Hellraiser film is Revelations. And then Judgment is kind of a step up from Revelations, but still not a good movie. The ending of Judgment was interesting, but it would have been more interesting if it was actually Doug Bradley playing Pinhead. I'll give it that. The very end of Judgment was interesting. Here we see the creation of Pinhead with all the nails. Thought this was pretty cool. Very cool. And like the first one, you don't have a lot of... That's the thing with these movies. Pinhead is not in these movies a lot. Except 3. That's one of the reasons I like 3. I like that 3 showcased a lot of Pinhead. Of course, a lot of people thought that was a bad idea, and then they went away from that. But again, that's what makes Hellraiser 3 stick out for me interesting, is the amount of Pinhead. Which makes sense, because within the story, that's the id of Pinhead let loose with none of the human side. Because the human side is split up with the officer who helps the lead lady in that. Hellraiser 3, I do like the film, but I think it would have been immensely better if it was Ashley Laurence teaming up with... If the lead was Ashley Laurence at the end. Maybe she got tired of playing the role. But it's not like Ashley Laurence did a lot of other work. Again, I do think if Ashley Laurence was the star of Part 3, it would have been even better. As is, I like Part 3. The lead lady is a step down from Ashley Laurence. I do like that her character has her own newt in reference to aliens. Like you have Ripley and you have this little girl that Ripley protects. Here you have Ashley Laurence and then you have this teen girl that Ashley Laurence kind of trying to protect, who was mute for most of the movie. I thought, again, reminded me of Alien. I think a lot of movies were, I don't know what movie inspired, but it did. It seemed like a lot of part twos, even Halloween 2. It took the first film and in my opinion amplified up with the gore and the body count, and I love the hospital setting. Halloween 2 is my favorite of the Halloween films. If you wonder why, feel free to watch a review. I reviewed all the Halloween movies. Phantasm 2 is my favorite Phantasm film, and that amplified things up. Aliens is my favorite. That amplifies things up. Rambo First Blood Part 2 is my favorite. It amplified things up. This was my favorite. Amplified things up, repeated. And that happened a lot because all those ones I named are in the 80s. It was that 80s heyday where excess, the Reaganomics, those who have the gold make the rules, cocaine was everywhere, all over movie sets, cocaine-em. Which I don't know, I don't think that's a thing nowadays. I think people are too PC for cocaine-em. Which is that a bad thing, because it kind of, illegal and also not good for your health. But with that said, get the excitement without the cocaine. Like, what made you excited with cocaine? Extract that and put it in your movies. I don't know. With some of the crazy movies in the 80s, they would only be made with cocaine, I guess. But also, it seemed like Ashley Laurence had a little bit more to do in this one. Granted, you still have, instead of Frank in the first movie, it's going to be, can't believe I forgot the actress's name. She was in the first movie. She comes back in this. It kind of her doing her version of Frank, where instead of a male that has no skin, it's a female that has no skin, and charming in opposite sets to get victims. So it's kind of doing the same thing as the first one, but I do find this aspect. There's Gorman, William Hope, Gorman from Aliens. Speaking of aliens, William Hope. You always were an asshole, Gorman. Sorry, nose itching, it's allergies. I swear it's allergies, believe me. Yeah. Picking up with the brain. You got the body, I've got the brain. Wrong part 2. Which, that'll be a commentary coming soon as well. I swear, I'm not doing cocaine. Actually, I'll probably upload it the same day as this. So it'll be 2 part 2s. I'll probably do it after this, because that was a PayPal request. This is the Patreon. Thank you once again, Peter. Sorry that's coming out so late. But you have was it Chalmers? One of my only big critiques of this film is how easily, when this guy's a Cenobite, he kills the Cenobites from the older films just like that. I think that sucks. Because those Cenobites, Pinhead, Chatterer, Butterball, Butterbean, what the fuck is it? They go out like a bitch. And that's my only critique of it. It's like, you didn't need them to have to go out like a bitch. I mean, they didn't really put up much of a fight. And he kills all of them just like that. Like, come on. You could put a little bit more to it. Or maybe have cursed, maybe these, I think there's more you could have done with it. Like Ashley Laurence and the girl have to deal with both of them, and then they pit it, I don't know. The doctor kills the other Cenobites, but then Pinhead kills that one, and then Kirsty deals with Pinhead one more time, and then gets out of there. Which is then you get that thing in part 3 where the good side is split from Pinhead, and Pinhead doesn't have any of the human form, so now he's a 100% asshole. That's what people, oh, Pinhead seems a bit different in part 3. Well, yeah, that's part of the story. That's why the girl sees the human Dud Bradley. Again, that was one of the interesting aspects. Plus, the director who did Waxwork 1 and 2 and others brought his sense of style to it. But yeah, there's William Hope Gorman. They must have loved that boyfriend character in the first movie because they didn't bring him back. I guess they thought they didn't need him. I know I have the documentary on the first 2 movies. I don't know if they go into the boyfriend character and why he didn't come back for this one. He might have been one of those actors that was dubbed, but I don't know. I don't know. See, the first one was 87. This was 88. So a year later. That's pretty quick. But yeah, I liked this little friendship where these two are going to bond with each other. And yeah, Christopher Young does a nice job with the score. Like this one, bit of a sweeter part of the score. And sort of, I don't want to say mother-daughter, but this... I liked this actress too. I forget her name. I don't know what else she's done. I mean, yeah, I know she's mute for most of it, but I thought she did a good job. And William Hope, I do think, does a good job as an actor. I mean, I said that line because it's from Aliens. You always were an asshole, Gorman. And William Hope actually played a voice in the video game Alien Isolation, which I love that game. He plays one of the... I forget his title, but... one of the guys helping your main character, but also fuck her over as well. Chenard. That's not Chalmers. Chenard. I don't know why I kept thinking of Chalmers, but it's Chenard. That's the... or become the head bad guy. A Royal Marco film? Oh no, that's pills. William... I mean, I guess in a way this is trying to be a little bit misleading because William Hope seems like he'll be a bigger part of the story, but he gets killed fairly early on. Would have been interesting to see him in later parts of the movie, but oh well. Definitely a eerie image here. Her seeing this. She's supposed to think it's her dad, but it's Uncle Frank, we realize, fucking with her. She doesn't know this yet. I am in hell, help me. Yeah, pretty eerie image there. We come to find out that's Frank fucking with her. See, this is where you click the button and be like, what blood is that? And where did it come from? Because I didn't fucking do it. Do you see any cuts on me? Did anyone come in? No. So whose blood is that? I mean, hell, this beginning, it felt like she has more screen time than the entirety of the first movie. Well, that's not fair to say. Why are you touching it? Don't touch the blood. Call someone else to touch it. Call someone else and have them. What do you want to do? I don't remember her putting it to her lips. Why is she doing that? Why is she putting the blood to her lips? Is that what happens? You just see random blood on the wall, you just put it to your lips? Fucking lip gloss? I don't remember that. What was that about? That was weird. Just, you touch blood, you just... Fucking weirdo. Fucking weirdo. Fuck you doing, Kirsty? Not Kirstie Alley, Kirsty Cotton. You bullshitting, buddy. You're not living for 105 years. Stop bullshitting. Basement maintenance. Oh, this is the Freddy's boiler room. No, not really. The insane inmates. That guy was doing the safety dance. This guy witnessed Exorcist 2. I don't blame him. When you watch Exorcist 2, you be crazy too. He watched Pocket Ninjas. I don't blame him for that. Get them off me. That guy got ants in his pants. Nah, he's thinking of Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles being on him. I'd be screaming too. Get the fuck off me! Their shell is tightening. Man, that boyfriend's an asshole. Like, that boyfriend doesn't go to Kirsty, doesn't visit her, doesn't, no phone calls. Just the boyfriend is like, fuck this. I went to see you. I went to pick you up. There's all these fucking weird demons. I think your ass is dumped, lady. Sayonara, pal. I'm off. Can you blame the boyfriend? I picked up my lady and there's all this crazy shit. I gotta get the fuck out. Dumping your ass. Never to be seen again. I'm going to fuck California. And go play a fucking arcade machine, and then when I go back I'm gonna visit a giant dinosaur and get some fucking photos. Leave some photos. Dr. Chenard, you lying bastard. But 1988 was a good year for horror movies and sequels. I mean, I think the same year you had Phantasm 2, you had Elm Street 4, you had Friday the 13th Part 7, you had this movie. All sequels I really enjoy. And a lot of them my favorites of the franchise. I mean, you also had the Blob remake, which I love, absolutely love. And even other movies. You had Die Hard. I think Bloodsport was 88. Yeah, because Kickboxer and Cyborg were 89. So Die Hard, Bloodsport, Rambo 3. I think was Above the Law 88. It was a damn good year for movies, 88. Man. Yeah. Some of these flashbacks to the first film. I think when I was a kid, I did see more of this in the first movie. And really, they're showing the best parts of the first movie. I mean, I liked the first movie. I reviewed it. I did a commentary on it. But really, they're showing the transformation of Frank. They're showing all the best parts of the movie. So really, you could see this without seeing the first movie. Really? It's like the greatest hits of the first movie. both the beginning of the film and here. So you get the whole gist of the first movie here. I haven't seen this in a while. I forgot about the flashbacks. You really can see this without seeing the first film. Because they really do tell the whole story in within a few minutes. From both the beginning and this scene. I mean, I guess you have to think back then, it's not like it is nowadays where you got YouTube and Netflix and streaming sites and you can just watch a film at the drop of a hat. And even 1988, like VHS was around, but I don't know how popular it was compared to, you know, any type of media nowadays. The fuck you think they would believe you? Of course they're not gonna believe you. I forget this actor's name as Chanar, but he does a good job too. Sophisticated. I don't know why I was thinking I'm ready to say diplomatic immunity. Very sophisticated individual. Yeah, Tony Randel did not do that bad of a job directing this. I thought he did a pretty good job. I should have looked up info for the film, but either you guys already know about it or you would find it on IMDb or Wikipedia fairly easily, so. And here we the mattress that is the actress's name. I can't believe I forgot her name. But that's the bed that she was in the first movie that her body was left in. But yeah, think about the other movies. I mean, I mentioned Hellraiser 3, which is directed by Anthony Heckox, which I do like the film. Again, the lead was okay, but I would have preferred Ashley Laurence coming back. 4, again, a lot of issues. I think actually the stuff in space I was kind of interested in the most, as silly as that sounds. But I mean, some of it else, the other stuff had some potential, but it was a bit uneven, and you tell there was stuff behind the scenes a bit wonky. It just didn't fit. I guess technically in the timeline that would be the last one, since that takes place so far in the future. But Hellraiser 5, I don't mind Craig Sheffer in it. But it just remind me of films like Jacob's Ladder and Angel Heart and other movies of that nature. And then another movie, was it Hellseeker I was thinking of with Ashley Laurence? Yeah, I think it was Hellseeker is the name of it. And Hellseeker is almost the same plot as Deader. You know, with the revelations in that. Again, it's almost the same thing, only Ashley Laurence, which I didn't care for what they did with her character. They didn't kill her off, but she makes another deal. And then, well, I guess I spoil it in the review, but I'll spoil it now. The thing with Hellseeker, if you don't want to hear spoilers of Hellraiser Hellseeker, beware. But in that film, we're following this guy, and then we realize that he's been dead, and Ash, he was a guy who was trying to fuck over his wife, Ashley Laurence, and get her killed. But then she was able to make a deal again and turn the tables around onto her cheating, ready to murder her ass husband, which I was fine with that. But then the deal included these other victims. And okay, I don't think I could be wrong, it's been a while since I've seen it. I don't think the other victims had a death wish on Kirsty, on Ashley Lawrence's character. And it's like, okay, yeah, they cheated they cheated with a guy who was married. That's wrong. But not eternal damnation bad. I mean, so I don't know, it's like, granted, she wants to save her neck, but these other people? I mean, the lead guy, fine, he was a murderous asshole, but the other guy? I don't know about that. So yeah, I didn't care for that aspect. And I just thought it was a waste of Ashley Lawrence. Like, you don't bring her back, and it's really nothing role. She's barely in the fucking thing. Granted, they don't kill her off, but it's just like, I didn't care for that. I forget if Deader was before or after Hellseeker, but Deader, it was this cult, and that is one of those that really felt like, yeah. Chenard got this crazy guy who thinks there's shit on him. He's trying to cut him off, but he gave him the razors, so he just cut himself, and there's nothing there. But he thinks there's something there. And so to get the blood in the mattress, and then shit's gonna get real. But yeah, Deader, that really did feel like you took a script from something else and just turned into Hellraiser. Because if you think Pinhead's not in these first films much, he's in it a lot less in those later Hellraiser films. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And then Hellworld, for the most part, it's not even really Pinhead. It's an amalgam. It's just watch my review, man. Here we go. I know the actress did not play in the makeup here. She only plays the human form. Someone else played this. I forget the actress's name. That's a lot of blood. Yeah. Chenard's like, I ain't fucked with this shit. William Hope is like, Jesus. God damn. Having a field day. Get the fuck out of there and don't ever come back, man. And the way that guy's face has changed after feeding. Good makeup. Good makeup effects. Just like in the first one, it was good makeup effects. I'm supposed to touch you, bitch? Why am I supposed to touch you, bitch? Help you with what? Help you with, I don't know, you need a couple fucking boxes of tissues or something? They ain't gonna help you. But, yeah, that ain't gonna help you, lady. All that fucking muck and shit. Yeah, nice makeup effects. Probably took a long ass time to put all that shit on. It's a party. I mean, you look at that scene. It's a party. It's one of those parties. I mean, maybe if you don't make a Hellraiser show, I'm sure there's many other stories of the Cenobites, or even, from what I understand, there's a whole other world that's not just Pinhead and stuff. Maybe if that's what the Hellraiser TV show is, don't do Pinhead, don't do Chatterer, just go in those other avenues of stories that Clive Barker wrote. And don't call it Hellraiser. Call it... I'm sure there's other names those stories had. Call it that and make a TV show of that if that's what you wish. But no, they want to have Pinhead in there because nostalgia. We need the nostalgia. If we don't have Pinhead, then there's no nostalgia. Fuck. This pretty much showcasing this girl knows how to deal with puzzles to lead up to later on. You got shit on my walls, bitch. My walls were pristine clean. You didn't shit over it. Over the fucking floors, over the fucking walls. And you broke my fucking mirror. 7 years of bad luck, god damn it. You owe me a new fucking mirror. And you're dripping all over my fucking floor. On my fucking rug. You cold? You better start a fucking fire in your ass then. 'Cause you ain't touching my shit. Get blood over it. Yeah, shit, you ruined my fucking Don Johnson outfit. Isn't that Don Johnson's outfit from Miami Vice? That does look like Don Johnson's outfit. Fucking Miami Vice. Yeah. Didn't really good makeup effects. I mean, this is the time when... That's what I miss. Well, there's many things I miss, but back then they were trying to overtake each other with makeup effects and what you could do and how creative you could be or how realistic you could be or how surreal you could be with the makeup effects and the talent and the sweat and blood and tears going into this stuff. And it's, to me, it is better than CGI because it's actually real and you cannot get more real than real. I don't know why that's a tough thing to... Yes, there are good CGI out there. Quite a bit. But it still doesn't overtake practical effects. And with so many, not just newer filmmakers, but even older filmmakers, as they grow up, they just so, well, this stuff is antiquated. And, you know, the new technology, we must use that. Being new doesn't mean it's better. I mean, being new doesn't mean you get rid of the old. There are many ways to write something, but you know what? There's always going to be the piece of pad and a pencil or a pen. Now we got the mummy here. Holy shit, it's a remake of The Mummy. Well, it's better than Tom Cruise's The Mummy. Oh yeah, this is where the kiss. And then her blood's left on his fucking lips. Like, ew. No, I would not fuck her. Even with the bandages on. I'd be like, nope. Sorry. Not in my wheelhouse. Not my cup of fucking tea. Not for me. Of course, she's seducing him. I'm like, can you at least wait till you get at least a little bit of skin left? At least a little bit of skin left? Is that okay? I mean, is that, you know, maybe a little bit more skin? That'd be appreciative. A little bit more, a little bit less blood. Just a little bit. Is there a tit actually there? I mean... But this was trying to do with a lot of that Clive Barker stuff, mixed in with sex and death and that whole weird fetish S&M, like that whole weird brigade. That's a harsh reaction to not having clothes. Shit! It's like, relax. We'll give you the clothes. But I love that Shit! Just a big reaction for that. Hey, I don't have any clothes. Shit! Can you imagine a reaction when someone's in the bathroom already? She's gotta go. Fuck! Fuck! You know. Now that's some 80s hair. 80s hair so big it's almost covering her fucking eyes. Hey, how's it going? I can't see shit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you're the fucking expert. Am I crazy or not? Then your father. Your father is dead. With the capital dead. Someone is fucking with you. I mean, she doesn't know that yet, but she's fucked. You're getting fucked with. Yeah, and this is a little bit of a retread of the first film where victims and get more of her skin back. There's one body, well technically two now, 3 bodies, 4 bodies, 5 bodies, 6, 7, Jesus, 8 bodies? 8 bodies and she still looked this, well technically 7 bodies, she still looked the same as we saw before? Like after 7 bodies she looked almost the fucking exact same. Bandages and all. Like the exact fucking same. But just, that's the point. Well, you didn't see him because the bandages are covering it. Cutting the bandages off. Take your time, Chenard. It's the Bride of Frankenstein. No, not really. Da, 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 da. I'm walking down the town. I just got a bitch back to life, and now she got her skin and a wider life. Now we got our 2 leads. Well, one's not going to be a lead anymore pretty soon. I apologize for the silences. That's always the tough thing about doing commentaries, is trying to find stuff to talk about every minute. That's a shitload of Lament Confederation boxes. That'd be cool to have one of those Lament Confederation boxes. You can buy them, but they're pretty fucking expensive. Like, well, I don't need one that badly. I mean, if anyone ever sees this, what is one prop, one thing from a movie you would like? For me, it'd be like a pulse rifle from Aliens, like a metal one. Like there's the cosplay that's made of plastic. I mean like a metal one. All made of metal, but those are like thousands of dollars. I'm like, I ain't paying that shit. The other would be the delay from Kroll. That'd be really cool. Yeah, this is where he's going to die. Gorman. Which is in a way too bad, because he didn't really get to see much of the other film. He's not going to last much longer. Which again is too bad. Yep, that's a party. There's Doug Bradley. How the fuck did Chenard get all this shit? I guess supposedly he's been studying her. Well, how long has she been in this fucking hospital, Kirsty? That hospital. How many days or weeks or months or how long? Come on, man. Don't you think it's a bit weird that she's here and not doing anything and not being steered, and let's get the fuck out of here? Come on, Gorman. I mean, it's William Hope, but come on, Gorman. Don't you think it's a bit strange? You think it's a bit weird? Bit out there? And she's saying this weird shit? This is where you push her. Push her. Right into his head. Oh yeah, her back was messed up and this fixed her back. That's right. God damn it, Gorman. Why didn't you push her off and shit? Well, we gotta leave Ashley Laurence by herself. Yeah. For Julia. Julia. Yeah, she definitely recognized that picture. Otherwise, why else would she keep it? Kyle Reese? No, he's a different movie. That's a different Kyle. Whoops. But oh shit. This is where you get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out. Come on, she shouldn't have gone down that quickly. Ah, the girl that can solve the puzzle boxes. But why does Julia want this? Well, I guess Chenard wants it, but why would Julia be okay with this? Wouldn't she be like, oh shit, they don't come for me if you solve this, don't do it? But I mean, that'd be my question. Like, wouldn't Julia be against this? Like, don't do that shit. They killed my ass before, they'll do it again. Hey, fuck do I know. Is this the last one Christopher Young did, or did he do the third film? I can't remember. I mean, Christopher Young's a really good composer. I would say these films and Elm Street 2, some of his best ones. The Fly 2 is pretty good score, and pretty good movie. But I don't know, I mean, people again may go, well, why do you like this more than the first one? Again, I liked going into the hell landscape. I thought that was really cool. Made the sequel not just a carbon copy of the first one. I liked when it just did Ashley Laurence and then this girl, kind of, granted not as good as Ripley Newt in Aliens, but little bit of that dynamic. I thought the story was a little bit... The story was interesting in the first film. I just found this a little bit more interesting. And especially when we get to the Hellscape. Or again, the Rise of Skywalker finale. At least they established that she's good with puzzles before, so it doesn't come out of the blue as to how she's able to do this. So that was a pretty decent piece of establishment writing. Okay, if I was her, this would be where I would stop. I'd be like, nope. Not going to continue this. Go fuck yourself, Chenard. There's electricity going around. Tough titty. Goodbye, sayonara. Sorry, I had to do some real quick. Just petting a cat here. That's what I was doing. That went off. Anyway, now shit going ape shit. This is where you get the fuck out. You get up, you get the fuck out of Dodge, you go to Reno. Or you go to the beach. Or go to church. Yeah, you can definitely tell they had a little bit more of a budget with this. Things look a little bit more slick. And they're able to do a bit more. with the production value and more so. What's with the knives? Gonna have a barbecue? There's Butterbean who fought Johnny Knoxville and Jackass. There's Chatterer. And then Pinhead. Did Pinhead ever have like an official name or? That's interesting. It's not Hans. They're called as his desire. Motherfuckers left town. They got the fuck out of there. Are you gonna search for their ass or what, Pinhead? Get their ass. But this is sort of them traveling into hell. It's like, why would Julia want to go back here? She just got out of hell. Why would she be going back in? This girl's like, fucking hell, where the hell is this one trippy ass dream? Where the fuck is Kirsty? They're just gonna leave the fucking doors wide open to hell. Just leave them wide the fuck open for anyone to come in. Oh, there she is. There's Ashley Laurence. You got knocked the fuck out. Wake up. Get the fuck up. God damn it. Hey, this ain't my fault. I had nothing to do with this shit. Oh yeah, I forgot she wants to find her father. I'm like, why the fuck she go in there? Because she wants to find her father. Why do you think your father is, well... Yeah. I mean, technically, if heaven and hell works as we all think it is, why would your dad be in hell? If he's a good guy, he'd be somewhere else, but... Why the fuck did this girl go in the damn thing? How about you leave and go to a bar or something? See, this one, I like this Hellscape. You get more, it's some like map paintings. That's the thing I wish they would bring back, is map paintings. I miss map paintings. You know, map paintings, stop motion animation. I miss that kind of stuff. And we did some really like creepy images. The showcase this little girl. Yeah. Clown with no eyes, and this is the mom. Men in Black. So was the mom murdered? The baby with the mouth shown shut. I just represented her because she's not talking. This is a very creepy ass acid inducing scene. Listen to me, I like stuff like that. That's pretty cool. That happens in this Hellscape. Now see, if this girl looked to the left, she would see Ray and the Emperor talking to each other. And then Adam Driver's gonna come out and his emo bitch ass character Kylo Ren is gonna do some stuff. I also like, it's a interesting interpretation of hell too. It's not fire and brimstone. It's these endless hallways, but then it gets into the... You teleport to these elements of the mind. In this case, we find out that Uncle Frank was fucking with her the whole time. Her dad was never down here. It was Uncle Frank. The fuck face. Julia. Man, the pictures are having their period. I just fucking... They didn't like me saying that. Now everything's fucking falling. This shot was at the end of the trailer. This whole tilt-the-world shot. Why the fuck did you go in there? Well, we know why, but because her dad. What the fuck? They turned to a weird ass dildo. Now wait a minute, they knew that the mute girl didn't open the box, so why would they not know that she didn't open the box? That's inconsistent. They knew the mute girl didn't open the box, so they should know that this girl didn't open the box for the same fucking reasons. Doug Bradley does do a good job in this role. I mean, when Doug Bradley stopped being Pinhead, that was like one of the only fucking things that you could watch with those later Hellraiser films was Doug Bradley's performance. But he had like less and less to do, and I don't blame him not doing the role anymore. He stuck with it for what, 8 films? To put all that shit on, to put all the fucking nails on, and then get like 5 lines of dialogue and 3 minutes of scenes. I don't blame him. I'm like, I did 8 of these fucking films, and you're not given really anything to do and anything to say, and I gotta put all this shit on. I'm getting older. There's nothing else to do. I don't blame Doug Bradley not doing the role anymore. There should not have been that many fucking Hellraiser films in the first place. Technically, all you needed was 2. With me, I could live with 3, because I like the 3rd film. Just 3, that's it. No more. We don't need a fucking remake. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a fucking remake, and it was a female Pinhead, and it went out, she went for the toxic Crusaders, well, not those, but the toxic people. We got such desires to show you. You going on the internet talking shit about Ghostbusters and Melissa McCarthy and Ray. We got pleasure to show you, and ripping people's balls off or something with her chains. Female Pinhead. With the way it is, I would not be fucking surprised if that idea has been brought up. I really would not be fucking surprised. Or they'll do like a female Freddy Krueger, and she only goes after males. Because a group of males raped her and killed her, and then she goes after all the toxic males That'd be the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. It'd be a female Freddy Krueger just going after toxic males. But I like this. I like that Kirsty has a purpose. She's protecting this younger lady. I thought that was a nice addition to the sequel. Oh, wait a minute. But I'm not supposed to like them because they're ladies, because we don't like ladies, right? Even though I've said nothing but praise for these ladies. Because they're actual fucking characters. Not some stupid fucking agenda. The door swings both ways, and both ways can be covered with shit. Yeah, I know Leviathan. Call me Becky one more time, sis bag, I'll pop your tops, all six of them. Now we got a bit of Chinar, bit of his background through images. Yeah, I like this landscape. I like the way it looks. Is a sequel that builds a bit more on the mythology of the second film, but doesn't ruin anything that the first film did. Yeah, it builds stuff from the first film, but again, it doesn't ruin anything either. It's a good way of doing a sequel. It wanted souls and I brought you, so that's why she came here. I can't really sympathize with this character. Well, I don't think you're supposed to, because he tested out a bunch of people and he didn't give a fuck. Yeah. But that's interesting to see, like, a machine that makes a Cenobite with the razors in his head and like razor wires and down his throat and injecting him with some kind of weird shit. Like, that was cool to see, like, okay, this is part of making a Cenobite. Interesting. World building. So I was listening to the Ashley Lawrence's dialogue. I don't remember. I don't know who this other actress's name is. Again, she does a good job. I mean, she's not given. I think she's given what, one line of dialogue or so. Maybe I have to use her face and emotion. She does a good job with it, though. I think this is where we find out that it's actually Uncle Frank. All these people moaning. Sounds like a great party. Why the fuck did you come out and go back in, punk? Looks like one of those fucking puzzles you have where you push the button, they come out, and then when you fail, they go right the fuck back in. See that they go right fuck back in. It's like, shit, I didn't get the puzzle right. Let me push this. Now this goes up. Kind of like, what was my friend Michael Keane, if he ever saw this. Remember that puzzle in Resident Evil 7 when I watched you play through, and you had at the morgue with the bodies, like you open, close, well, there were no bodies in it, but it was a morgue where bodies would be put in. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. was it Resident Evil 4 also with the paintings, and then like how many bodies are on the poster. I fucking forget. It's been a while since I played those games. I mean, I never played Resident Evil 7. I don't have the system for it, but it's been a while since I played Resident Evil 4. By the way, Michael, if you ever see this, hope one day you replay Resident Evil 4. That'd be a lot of fun. That reminds me, there's advertisements that there was going to be a Hellraiser Nintendo game back in the day. You could literally find advertisement, Hellraiser Nintendo game. I'm like, of all the fucking... Well, I shouldn't be surprised. There's a Nightmare on Elm Street and a Friday the 13th NES game. So, there was Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween for Atari. So why would I be surprised they try to do a Hellraiser game? Guess they never finished it or never got far enough to complete much of anything. You think they would have done something if they advertised it, but an actual advertise. But hey, what do I know? Surprised no one did like a fan Hellraiser game. Maybe they did. I don't know about it. I think there's like a Phantasm game, like a first-person shooter, like a Doom mob as Phantasm. And then they've done other movies, like what is it, Pumpkinhead 2? Pumpkinhead 2 got a fucking shitty game. Blood Wings. Here's Uncle Frank. Fucking lied his ass off that he heard down here. As he says, sent for you because he wanted to fuck something. He wants to fuck and he's trying to fuck her. But you can go fuck yourself. Wasn't the original story like the Hellbound Heart or something? I can't remember. There's a lot of people who don't know much more about the source material that Clive Barker wrote. I know there are video games like Clive Barker's Jericho and such. Well, yeah, I mean, it's burning him, but he's in hell, so is it really don't make much of a difference? Can you really kill something that's already in hell? You know what I mean? Won't they just go back to square one in hell? Now we got the re-team of Julia and Frank. Which is nice because now she gets her payback for what he did to her in the first movie. Like, Frank killed her, now she's gonna fuck his day up. I wonder if they tried to get... why can't I remember his name? Andrew Robinson. They probably did, and he probably said no. Which is strange, because he did films like... if he's willing to do like Transformers 3, which I like Transformers 3, but if he's willing to do Transformers 3, you think he'd be willing to do something like this, but maybe not. But I guess really what would you do with it? You didn't really need Andrew Robinson in the movie, to be honest. Ripped his heart out. Well, technically, would he still have a heart? I mean, it's hell, so what, how does, it's one of those things, what does that all entail? Oh shit. We have a new Cenobite coming up. Chenard. You fucking asshole. Looked a little bit like Pinhead without the pins, of course. Face-wise. Fucking Julia. Fuck you, bitch. Got your ass. Okay, yeah, she knows that we need that. She knows we need that stuff. But she's not trusting her, lady. Don't you see what's in her arm? Ripped her skin right off. Wait, did you get the fucking thing? Or did you forget that already? You did all that trouble to hold on to her to get the thing? You didn't even get the thing that was in her hand. Well, the movie's over now, right? No, it's about 20-some minutes left. Well, without the end credits, I don't know, about 15 minutes left, maybe. Where I have the doctor give a massacre. Where the fuck is Penn in all of them, man? See, yeah. Just like the first one, they're not in the film that much. So are we led to believe that Andrew Robinson's character is still in hell? And she just never found him? Or... because the guy at the beginning was Uncle Frank fucking with her. Yeah, these two worked well together. Look at that, 2 female characters that we can actually like and not have other bullshit put in there. We like them because we like the characters and they just happen to be female. I know that's a weird fucking concept nowadays. But there's never been that. Oh yeah, that's why I'm seeing 2 right here. God, this fucking... These tubes, these lament configuration, man, they're mass produced. I think like her one line, oh shit. And this guy's gonna go to town on all these motherfuckers. I mean, in a way, this is like a more evil, even more evil, sadistic version of Doc Ock from Spider-Man. Yeah. Yeah, he's having a party. Oh shit. Entered the wrong fucking room, lady. She's not even the one that opened it. You fucking knew the other lady didn't open it, but you don't know that she didn't. You fucking know this. Her steal of bargaining? I mean, she bargained. I don't know if it's a steal. Your suffering will be legendary even in hell. One of my favorite lines in this franchise. Interesting. I mean, I'm kind of torn on this. Is interesting. But then by doing this, they kind of already wiped out like bitches at about 5 minutes from just one of them. And there's kind of weird, interesting effects like the flower and the finger coming out of those fucking things. I mean, this does make the other Cenobites look weak. Again, that's my only issue with this film, really. Man, that didn't take too long to do that. Look how easily these others get killed. Like, boom. Something, Butterball. Like, nope. Oh, this is where you find out it's a kid. That's an interesting idea. And pretty ballsy too, to have a kid impaled like that, rotating. It's kind of a weird thing that it's doing. Like, what is Chenard shooting these laser beams to make them this? I mean, in a way, it's interesting. It just way too easily killed off. Way too fucking easily. It's like, really, that's it? And then even after this, it goes right back to that pillar. But yeah, I guess, well, what about the others? Did their spirits split like this character does in Hellraiser 3? Well, you don't see the other Cenobites. Okay, she does have more lines and dialogue. Damn, everyone got fucked up. Fucking Hellraiser Massacre. Oh shit, they're going to the labyrinth. Get ready for the magic dance. Dance, jump, magic, jump, magic, jump, magic. That'd be a weird cross. Hellraiser here at Labyrinth. Labyrinth 2 Hell World. You were tearing it before. What do you think? You teared it earlier in the film. You're the one who dropped it. An interesting type of landscape here. Like I said, different type of interpretation of hell, or however you want to call it. Use the force. That was her issue? She was just doing puzzles? Just doing puzzles is not a bad fucking thing, lady. So did the doctor... I'm guessing the doctor killed his mom so that to use her for the puzzles. Again, thought these two did a really good job. People forget how important music is in a movie, whether it be this or any other. That you really set a tone, or mood, or an atmosphere, or any number of adjectives you can utilize. Well, those weren't really adjectives. Well, yeah, those weren't really adjectives, but many other descriptions. What I really meant to say. Yeah, stop staring at it and do something. Fuck you doing staring at it? She got an idea. It's the Emperor from Rise of Skywalker. There it is. There's the Emperor from Rise of Skywalker. Still can't believe that. They stole it from this movie. It's the same fucking head moving around. The fucking landscape. Someone must have been a real big fan of this movie when they did Rise of Skywalker. I mean, they stole the shit. Complete fucking theft. The way the guy looks, he's all... Surprised Emperor didn't pop this shit out of his fucking back. Really surprised. Might as fucking well have. But, oh shit. But, this is an interesting idea. Very interesting idea, clever idea. Because this is a... Does you realize she's not talking? And you're like, wait a minute, we know she's dead. And Kirsty's nowhere around, so... I wouldn't say you don't see it coming, but... Still an interesting idea. Granted, I mean, the fact that the skin fits so perfectly... a bit suspect. I mean, it fits so perfectly now, like the skin's this far off, or this far off, or this far off, but well, it's a whatever. I'll fucking let her go. Damn, lost his head. Well, technically, wouldn't this Leviathan thing be like, no, don't hit lightning in here and kill the thing? But maybe not. But, why don't you take the fucking face off? She trusts you more. Just rip the fucking face off. But interesting idea that the fucking skin will fall off. But this is a pretty cool shot though. Like half the face like falling off and then cut away, then you go to Kirsty. Yeah, interesting idea. At the end, yeah, you'd be like, well, would everything fit so perfectly, but you know, different body types, different weights, heights, but you either go with it or you don't. I go with it because I like the rest of the movie. I can deal with it. Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. I know they did not like that creature at the end of the first Hellraiser. I forget what the fuck that thing's called in the hallway. I know they did not like that, so they didn't bring that back for this. But I do remember the documentary, that thing was bitched about quite a bit. Like, they hated that fucking thing in the first movie. I didn't mind it. I thought it looked interesting, and maybe with a bigger budget, you can improve on it, but again, they didn't want to do it. Come on, do the Indiana Jones shit. Thank God none of those lights that's destroying everything else hits the two of them. That's the thing, like, there's 1,000... like 1,000 fucking blue lights, and what they hit, they destroy. And didn't hit any of them, but again, you either deal with it or you don't. I'll deal with it. Man, she got that blood cleaned up real quick. I just running created so much sweat that I just wiped most of the blood off. You had someone steal on you, I think you would have had a lot more blood. You did, and then again, I guess all the sweat. Just a quick shot to showcase that all those people are dead and wreaths, memorials. And again, technically you just end the series here. You did not need any more movies. And just end it here, credits, but no. We can't do that. Boom, credits, just end it there, but no. We can't do that. Just in case. I know at times they do this kind of stuff not just to set up a sequel, but that's what a lot of times just comes off as for me. It just, even if it wasn't their intention, it just still comes off as setting up for a sequel. They have a little back door just in case. But you still have that mattress with the blood. That someone just cut fucking finger or something. Leave the fuck alone, man. What is people's tendencies to just touch fucking random blood? If I see a fucking bed of blood, I'm not going up and like, what is this? I get and call a cop or some other shit. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Just the body's halfway in there. So Julia doesn't come out this time. Instead, it's this. This kind of pinhead. And I've seen that baby before. This is a guy from the end of the first movie. What is your pleasure, sir? Where's the other Cenobites? Where's the Chenard and stuff? I mean, if Pinhead and them died, so, but Pinhead's in there. Clare Higgins, that was her name. Julia. She gets first bill in. And Ashley Laurence. Imogen Borman, that was Tiffany. Yeah, she did a good job. Her and Ashley Laurence. Really, I mean, the cast itself did a good job. Christopher Young did a nice job on the score. But I said, I liked the first film, but this is my favorite because I love the hell landscape. Thought that made it even more interesting. The whole stuff with Chenard and all the crazy like Doc Ock type of shit he was doing. I like the Ashley Laurence and the Tiffany, like Kirsty Tiffany, that whole dynamic. Once again, Christopher Young did a great job with the score. Don't like that the Cenobites from the first film got taken out like bitches, but what can you do? I would say if there's one big complaint I have is that. At least maybe a bit more of a fight. Or something to that effect. With that said, good sequel. I don't mind the third film, but technically you could have just ended it here. But yeah, like I said, I don't mind the third movie for what it is. The rest, not so much. It didn't need, what, 10 fucking movies there's been now? And now a TV series and all this talks of a remake for years. Not needed. It's not needed. You don't need it. Just let it go. Let it end. Like a lot of these franchises. I'm sure Clive Barker had a shitload more of the other stories. Do those. I liked Lord of Illusions with Scott Bakula. I wanted to pick up the Blu-ray, but by the time I wanted to, it was out of fucking print. So I can't get it. But do more stuff for that. Like, ton of stories. Do those. Hey, what do I know? New World Pictures went bankrupt, was like a year or so later. Yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you in the next video. Later. Bye-bye.